The crystal chandeliers sparkled mockingly above me as I balanced the silver tray of champagne flutes. The Grand Ballroom of the Westbrook Hotel buzzed with Silicon Valley's elite, all dressed in their finest for my mother's annual Children's Hospital charity gala. The air was thick with expensive perfume and pretension, each breath reminding me of countless childhood galas where I was never quite good enough. "Sofia, the guests in the corner need refills," my mother hissed as she glided past in her designer gown. Her diamond necklace caught the light, matching the frost in her eyes. "And for heaven's sake, fix your hair. You look like one of the kitchen staff." She adjusted her own perfectly coiffed hair, a gesture I'd seen thousands of times growing up. I smoothed my simple black dress, the same one I'd worn to countless board meetings, though my mother didn't need to know that. The dress had been deliberately chosen, classic enough to pass as service wear, but tailored perfectly for when I'd take the stage later. 5 years of careful planning had taught me the importance of details. My sister Emma appeared at mother's side, resplendent in a red Valentino that probably cost more than most people's monthly salary. Her diamond earrings caught the light as she tossed her head, a gesture she'd perfected since childhood. "Mother, the ambassador's wife is asking for you," Emma said, then smirked at me. "At least you're useful as waitstaff. It's not like you're doing anything else with your life." I bit back my response, remembering the stack of contracts waiting in my office downtown. My phone vibrated in my pocket. Probably another update from my CFO about tonight's announcement. The last quarterly reports had shown Phoenix Medical Technologies valued at over $4 billion, but that would remain our secret for just a little longer. "I heard her little tech startup failed," Emma Stage whispered to our mother loud enough for nearby guests to hear. "She's probably serving drinks to pay her rent. Remember when she turned down that junior partnership at Daddy's firm?" Mother sighed dramatically, patting Emma's arm. "If only she'd accepted that position at your father's firm like you did, Emma. Now look at you, junior partner at 30. And look at her." She gestured dismissively in my direction. I moved through the crowd, offering champagne while catching snippets of conversation. The hospital board members were getting nervous. I could see it in their tight smiles and worried glances. They needed this year's anonymous donation more than ever. "The children's wing needs complete renovation," I overheard Dr. Thompson telling a potential donor, his voice tight with concern. "Without major funding, we might have to close some programs. The equipment is outdated and we're losing our best specialists to better-funded hospitals." My father appeared suddenly, pulling me aside with enough force to slosh the champagne. His cologne, the same brand he'd worn my entire life, brought back memories of disappointment after disappointment. "Sofia, this is embarrassing," he growled, keeping his voice low but intense. "You could have had everything, but you chose to chase some ridiculous dream. Now look at you, serving drinks at your own mother's gala. Do you know how this makes us look?" "Dad, Save it. Just try not to embarrass us further tonight." He straightened his bow tie and rejoined the crowd, leaving behind the familiar scent of scotch and disapproval. I checked my phone quickly, hiding behind a marble column. Message from my assistant. "Everything's set. Documents signed. Press release ready. Stock certificates transferred. The board is standing by." The chairman of the hospital board, Mr. Richardson, approached the podium, tapping the microphone. The crowd fell silent, crystal glasses tinkling as conversations halted mid-sentence. The massive chandeliers dimmed slightly, spotlights focusing on the stage. "Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for coming tonight." His voice echoed through the ballroom. "As you know, our children's hospital has been serving this community for over 50 years. Tonight we're honored to announce something extraordinary." My mother preened, probably assuming she'd get credit for organizing another successful fundraiser. Emma touched her arm, both of them beaming with self-importance. They stood front and center, exactly where they'd be best positioned to witness what came next. For the past 5 years, an anonymous donor has been quietly supporting our hospital's research division. Tonight, that same donor has decided to come forward with an unprecedented gift. The crowd murmured. I set my tray down on a nearby table, smoothing my dress. 5 years of being underestimated, of careful planning and secret meetings, had led to this moment. This donor has pledged $100 million to completely renovate our children's wing and establish a permanent research endowment. Gasps filled the room. My mother's face glowed with pride. She'd be able to brag about this for years. If only she knew. Please welcome our benefactor who has chosen tonight to reveal their identity. My phone buzzed one final time. You're good to go, see? The world is watching. Mr. Richardson's voice rang out. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the founder and CEO of Phoenix Medical Technologies, and our generous donor. I stepped forward, my heels clicking on the marble floor. The crowd parted like water, faces turning from curiosity to shock as they recognized the waitress among them. Ms. Sofia Martinez. My mother's champagne glass slipped from her fingers, shattering on the floor. Emma's jaw dropped. My father froze mid-conversation, his face draining of color. I climbed the steps to the podium, finally allowing myself to smile. The spotlight felt warm on my face as I turned to address the stunned crowd, including my family who had never believed in me. It was time to tell them exactly who I'd become. I gripped the podium, savoring the absolute silence that had fallen over the ballroom. Behind me, the presentation screen illuminated with the Phoenix Medical Technologies logo, a rising phoenix in brilliant blue and gold. My mother was still frozen, champagne pooling around her designer heels. 5 years ago I stood in this very room, I began, my voice steady. I tried to tell my family about a breakthrough in pediatric cancer treatment monitoring. They told me to stop playing with toys and get a real job. The crowd shifted uncomfortably. Several hospital board members exchanged knowing looks. They'd been early believers in my technology. That toy was the PediGuard system, now standard equipment in every major children's hospital across the country. I clicked to the next slide, showing the sleek medical device that had revolutionized childhood cancer treatment monitoring. A device that has helped save over 10,000 young lives. Dr. Thompson stepped forward. Ms. Martinez's technology reduced childhood cancer mortality rates by 40% in participating hospitals. It's the biggest breakthrough in pediatric oncology monitoring in the last decade. I watched my father's face contort as he recognized Dr. Thompson. His own daughter's success had been discussed in his country club for months, and he hadn't even known. While serving drinks at charity events, I continued, allowing myself a small smile, I was building a company valued at $4.2 billion. Every time my family told me I was wasting my time, another hospital signed a contract. Every dismissive comment funded another research grant. Emma's perfect posture crumbled slightly. She'd been bragging about making junior partner while I'd been signing billion-dollar deals. The screen displayed news headlines: Phoenix Medical Tech revolutionizes pediatric care, youngest female billionaire's secret success, medical startup becomes industry giant. Mother always said appearance was everything, I said, meeting her shocked gaze. So I maintained appearances. I drove my old car to secret board meetings. I wore simple clothes to investor pitches. I let you think I was failing while I built something that mattered. My CFO, Sarah, walked onto the stage handling tablets to the hospital board members. The contracts are ready for digital signing. The $100 million transfer will be complete by midnight. The board chairman quickly signed, his hands shaking slightly. This gift will transform our children's hospital. Ms. Martinez, your generosity is just the beginning, I cut in smoothly. Phoenix Medical Technologies is announcing a $500 million initiative to modernize children's hospitals nationwide. Starting right here where it all began. Cameras flashed. Reporters who'd been posing as guests began rapid-firing questions. My mother tried to step forward, probably to take credit somehow, but security quietly blocked her path. Mr. and Mrs. Martinez, a reporter called out. How does it feel to know your daughter became a billionaire while you thought she was failing? Before they could answer, I continued. My success isn't about proving my family wrong. It's about proving that real value isn't in appearances or social status. It's in creating something that helps people. Sarah handed me another tablet. The stock ownership transfer is complete. You now control 51% of Martinez Legal's shares through subsidiary acquisition. I turned to my father, whose face had gone from pale to ashen. Dad, about that junior partnership you wanted me to take? I think we need to discuss some changes to the family firm. Emma grabbed Mother's arm for support. The room was spinning with implications. Everything they thought they knew about their successful daughter, the failure, the disappointment, was unraveling in front of Silicon Valley's elite. The waiting list for our children's cancer program is 2 years long, Dr. Thompson announced. This donation will allow us to treat every child who needs help. I lifted my champagne glass, no longer as a server, but as the owner of a medical empire. To new beginnings, I said. And to remembering that true success isn't about who you impress. It's about who you help. The crowd raised their glasses, but my family remained motionless, their carefully constructed world crumbling around them. And I wasn't done yet. Not even close. The aftermath of my announcement transformed the gala into a whirlwind of activity. Reporters clamored for interviews, hospital board members huddled with their tablets reviewing contracts, and my family, for the first time in my life, stood speechless on the sidelines. I handled the press conference with practiced ease, outlining Phoenix Medical's expansion plans. Our PettyGuard technology was just the beginning, I explained, standing tall in my now iconic black dress. Today we're unveiling 3 new pediatric care innovations, starting with advanced AI diagnostic tools. From the corner of my eye, I saw my mother attempting to approach various reporters, probably to spin some story about how she'd always believed in me. Security smoothly intercepted her each time. After the formal presentations, I found my family huddled in a private alcove off the main ballroom. Emma's perfect makeup had smudged slightly, while my father's usual commanding presence had diminished considerably. "Sofia, darling," my mother started, her society smile firmly in place. "Why didn't you tell us? We could have helped. Like you helped when I asked for seed funding?" I interrupted calmly. "When I needed $50,000 to start my little project, and you bought Emma a new car instead?" Father stepped forward, businessman mode engaging. "Now, sweetheart, let's discuss this reasonably. Clearly we made some mistakes, but we're family." Family. I opened my tablet, displaying Martinez Legal's new ownership structure. "Speaking of family matters, Dad, the board meeting is scheduled for Monday. As majority shareholder, I'll be implementing some changes." His face reddened. "You can't just." "I can and I will. First change. The firm will handle Phoenix Medical's legal work pro bono for all pediatric cases. Second, that discriminatory partnership track system you're so proud of? It's gone. Merit-based promotion only from now on." Emma's hands trembled as she clutched her designer purse. "But my partnership will need to be earned," I finished. "Just like I earned everything you see here tonight." My mother tried a different approach. "Darling, we should plan a proper celebration. I'll invite everyone who's anyone." "No." My voice was firm. "You don't get to take credit for this, Mother. Not for the company, not for the donations, not for any of it. In fact, let's discuss your charity board position." She paled. "What about it? You're stepping down. The board needs members with actual healthcare experience, not social climbers using sick children as photo opportunities." Security approached with impeccable timing. "Ms. Martinez, your helicopter is ready for the children's hospital tour." I turned to my family one last time. "I've arranged for new checking accounts to be set up for each of you. Your current ones will be frozen by midnight, a precaution, given how quickly you're burning through the family fortune." "You're cutting us off?" Emma gasped. "No. I'm teaching you the value of actual work. You'll each receive a modest monthly allowance. Anything beyond that you'll need to earn." I smoothed my dress. "Oh, and the mansion? The property deed transfers to my foundation tomorrow. You have 30 days to find new accommodations." "Where are we supposed to go?" Mother's voice cracked. "I hear there's a lovely apartment available above Dad's firm. Consider it motivation to actually work for a living." Dr. Thompson appeared. "Ms. Martinez? The children are waiting." I nodded, then addressed my family one final time. "For years you made me feel small. But while you were looking down on me, I built something bigger than your little social circle could ever imagine. I don't need your approval anymore." I never did. Walking away, I heard my mother call out weakly, "But we're family." I paused, looking back over my shoulder. "No, we're business associates now. And unlike family, that relationship is performance-based. I suggest you all start performing." The helicopter waited on the roof, its blades cutting through the night air. Below, cameras flashed as reporters tracked my exit. Tomorrow's headlines would tell the story, but not the whole story. They'd focus on the billionaire tech genius, the medical breakthroughs, the generous donations. But for me, the real victory wasn't in the money or the success. It was in the children who would live because I ignored my family's doubts. It was in the lives that would be saved because I chose to believe in myself when no one else would. As the helicopter lifted off, I saw my family through the rooftop window, finally small from my vantage point. The city sparkled below, and somewhere out there, a child who needed help would get it thanks to the woman they called a failure. I smiled, opened my laptop and got back to work. After all, success was the best revenge, but helping others was the best reward. The future was bright, and for once I didn't need anyone's permission to shine.